In today's video, I'm going to tell you why certain people and companies should be completely banned from ever being part of the real estate industry. You're not going to want to miss this. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, a couple of real quick things before we dive into the video. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the Las Vegas real estate market, the overall economy, and the overall real estate market, then definitely subscribe to the channel down below. If you happen to like the content in today's video, make sure to give me that thumbs up like, guys. That would really help the channel out. And number 3, if you are thinking about relocating to beautiful Las Vegas, whether it's next month or next year, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When the time is right for you, definitely call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the video. So I am seriously annoyed by all of the self-serving, greedy players within the real estate industry that continue to gaslight the public or play by their own set of rules. And in the upcoming clips, I'm going to reveal those details to you and show you what you can do about it. All right, so I want to first start out by showing you guys this 60-second mind-boggling video clip about the overall real estate industry. I want you to take a look at it right now, and then I'm going to come back on the other side and comment on it.
How high can your rent raise go? A Valley man says he got this notice. The rent would go from about $1,500 to $4,000 a month for this property. And if he's outside a lease and still staying there, there's a day rate to live here, about $260 a day, or close to $8,000 a month. There is no law in Nevada limiting any rent raises, and the landlord's family says this is what they're asking. This is their right to name the price.
Now, some residents say they've been receiving calls from wealthy real estate investors and developers who are trying to purchase their fire-ravaged land.
Please don't approach them with an offer to buy land. Please don't approach their families to tell them that they're going to be better off if they make a deal.
One of them is Invitation Homes, which owns more than 12,000 single-family houses in the Atlanta area, and nationwide, more than 81,000. 3 other large firms own more than 100,000 homes combined.
Every buyer on the sideline is going to jump into the market as long as the interest rates come down to 5 or 4%. And houses are going to go up in price all over again. I wouldn't be surprised if they go up by as much as 10 or 15% when that happens.
So it really doesn't get any crazier than that. Landlords can charge whatever they want for their rental properties. Developers can buy thousands of homes or buy land right out from underneath people, or media personalities going on TV with self-serving, ridiculous, misguided advice. I'm going to show you specifically in the upcoming clips just how bad things are in the real estate market and why right now is the time to sit on the sidelines if you're thinking about buying a home. All right, so I wanted to first start out with this article that just came out in the New York Times. You can see the headline here, which says New York City's crackdown on Airbnb is starting. Here's what to expect. Now, New York City is the newest major city that's trying to crack down on these short-term rentals. So Airbnb owners are now starting to get very nervous, especially in very big cities like New York City. Here in Las Vegas, there's a tremendous crackdown on it. There's very high restriction levels here in the Las Vegas area for Airbnbs, and it's happening around the country. And what that means is the investors who bought these properties strictly to rent them out as Airbnbs are starting to get very nervous. And when they get nervous and they can't rent them out and they see their revenue drop, that means there's going to be forced selling. And I want to show you in the next clip how big this revenue drop already is happening in many cities around the country. All right, so just to prove my point a little bit further regarding the major crackdown and the banning of Airbnbs across the country, I want you guys to take a look at this post here that was put out in the summertime of this year on Twitter. I'm going to read the top to you for you real quick. It says the Airbnb collapse is real. Revenues are down nearly 50% in cities like Phoenix and Austin. Watch out for a wave of forced selling from Airbnb owners later this year in the areas hit hardest by the revenue collapse. Now you can see the chart right here underneath it. Whether it's Phoenix or Austin, right there at the top at almost 47% drop off in revenues. Whether it's San Antonio, Nashville, Denver, New Orleans, Orlando, all of these cities are having a big crackdown on Airbnbs, trying to ban them, and the revenue collapse is very real. And when these Airbnb owners see this kind of a revenue collapse, there is going to be, in my opinion, forced selling as well. That means inventory is going to increase on the overall real estate market and home prices are going to come down. It's not going to happen overnight. It's probably going to be more of a slow grind down well into 2024, potentially into 2025, but that is definitely going to lower home prices in my opinion. So here's another new disastrous part of the real estate industry that needs to completely be banned. Take a look at this article from CNN. It actually came out at the end of the summer. You can see the headline where it says Zillow to offer 1% down payment loan program. So basically a lot of these large companies now are starting to offer a 1% down payment situation to get into a home, which is a complete and utter disaster to the real estate industry, because think about it, home ownership right now is more expensive than ever before. So for you to only be able to put 1% down on a home loan means that mortgage payment is just going to be that much higher for people who can barely save for a down payment to begin with. So I want to scroll down here, take a look at the bottom of the article here. I won't bore you with all the details, but I want you to just see this highlighted paragraph at the bottom where it says, in addition, the borrowers must have a minimum qualifying FICO credit score of 620, earn income below 80% of the median income where the property is located, and meet any additional underwriting requirements as applicable. That is basically code for saying you need to meet a few requirements, but they want the bare minimum FICO score. You have to earn a lower income than 80% of the average income in that particular city. So it's basically allowing people to think that they can afford home ownership, but it's really a trick. It's going to trap a lot of people who can't afford home ownership to begin with. They have no spare money in case anything goes wrong with the home. This is a disaster in the making. It's going to potentially be rolled out now in a lot of other cities with a lot of other companies, and this is just going to lead to more of a downturn in the real estate market because foreclosures are already on the rise, and with this kind of a program in place, it's only going to get worse. All right, so here's another telltale sign that the real estate market is about to face some serious headwinds. Take a look at this article that just came out last week from Yahoo Finance. You can see the headline where it says pinched home buyers turn to adjustable rate mortgages to make the payment math work. Now, if we scroll down to this one small paragraph right here, I just want to read two sentences to you. It says the volume of ARM applications jumped 15% last week from the previous one. And then at the bottom, it says that brought the ARM share of all applications to 9.2%, the highest since November 2022 when mortgage rates topped 7%. Now mortgage rates are topping 8%, which means home borrowers are getting desperate. So they're going to these adjustable rate mortgages. And I do not like this product because eventually after 3 years or 5 years, when the mortgage rate adjusts and payments potentially go a lot higher, this is what created a massive problem back in the 2008 crash. Now, I don't think that same thing's going to happen this time around, but it just shows you the kind of desperation going on right now for these home borrowers to make the payment math work. And this is a telltale sign that the real estate market is in trouble and more foreclosures are on the horizon. All right, so just to piggyback off that last segment where I talked about how foreclosures are becoming a big problem within the real estate industry, this article that just came out last week from Business Insider proves that it's becoming a major problem. Take a look at the headline here where it says home foreclosures are at their highest level since the start of the pandemic as the financial aftermath takes a toll on buyers. Now, if we scroll down here to these 3 bullet points, I'm going to read them to you real quick. It says home foreclosure activity is surging in the U.S., attesting to financial pain among homeowners. Foreclosure filings jumped 34% over the past year to the highest level since the start of the pandemic. That comes amid an already precarious time for the U.S. housing market, which has been slammed by high rates. This is the handwriting on the wall, guys. A lot of people have been hanging on by their fingernails. They have not been able to afford these kind of mortgage payments and all the inflationary costs that come with home ownership. And these foreclosure rates are starting to spike. And I think this is going to continue, especially as rates go higher and homeowners have more problems affording these homes over the long term. All right, so now let's drill down specifically into my neck of the woods here in the Las Vegas area. I've shown you guys this chart before. I wanted to show you the updated chart through September. This is the median home price chart here in the Las Vegas area. What I want to do is I want to focus real quick here first on the bottom left. It says 423,000. The top left says 452,000. So this is really only about a $30,000 price swing. So this is really not a big swing. But take a look at the first 3 months of the year. January, February, and March. We started the year at $425,000. Then we got to the spring buying season where it gets very popular. A lot of demand comes during this time of year typically, and prices typically spiked up, which they did to right now close to about $450,000. The reason why I want to show this to you guys is take a look again at the bottom left here. January, February, March is usually very flat months. Sales are much slower during the winter time because a lot of people have been settled in. Kids are in school. People are not moving during the holiday time. So they're not buying as much and sales are typically flat. And then of course in the spring, summer, things go up. But now interest rates are over 8%, which is making home borrowing much more difficult. So when we get to the holiday time period and we get to this January, February time period, I think prices, especially here in the Las Vegas area, are going to really start to drop off. Nobody knows what kind of percentage, but when we get into this beginning part of 2024 and potentially well into 2024, I think prices are going to continue to go down, especially here in the Las Vegas area, because when we have 8% plus mortgage rates, that is going to take a lot of buyers out of the market, and it's going to take a lot of buyers out of the overall real estate market as well. All right, so staying within the Las Vegas area, I wanted to talk for a minute about overall housing inventory with specific emphasis on new home construction. A lot of people out there, a lot of media outlets out there talk about how there's no inventory, there's nothing to buy. That's why home prices have been spiking over the last few months. But that is simply not true right now. If you take a look at this webpage, this is from Lennar Home Builder. They are a very big, large national home builder across the country, and especially out here in the Las Vegas area, which happens to be the most moved to city in the country. If you take a look on the far left side here, it says 143 available homes in 33 communities. And then right underneath my picture here, you can see the area map and all of the different communities and the homes that are available. And there's all different price points here: 600,000, 900,000, 385,000, 500,000, $1 million. There's a lot of different price points that they have here. But I wanted to show you guys this map because, again, a lot of people say there's nothing to buy, there's no inventory, and that there's bidding wars going on. And that is completely not true, especially now as interest rates are this high. So again, if you're thinking about buying a home, especially in the Las Vegas area, with new construction builders, there's a lot of inventory to choose from. Even though I don't think you should be buying anything right now, there is inventory, and I think that's going to continue to grow as we go through the rest of this year and into 2024. All right, so if you follow my channel, you know that by near the end of each of my videos, I usually go to the popular real estate website Zillow just to show you a few different examples of homes that are currently for sale in the Las Vegas area, starting in the luxury category, then working my way down just to show you the kinds of ludicrous price points and the reductions that have been happening. And this week is no different. I find them every single week. So let's start with this one. So let's start with this custom luxury home example. You can see that it's listed at $5 million. The reason why I'm showing this to you, even though I know a lot of people can't afford this kind of a price point, this might be the biggest roller coaster swing from home price appreciation all the way down to the reduced price that it's at right now. Let's take a look down here in the bottom right. In 2014, this home sold for $890,000. That was 9 years ago. In February of 2022, about 8 years later, the sellers listed this home for $8.5 million. That's an 855% increase in home appreciation. Now, obviously, they put a lot of luxury into the home. They built out the property, but this is the biggest appreciation level I've ever seen on any kind of a home, even though this was not the real true value of the home. The sellers were trying to find a sucker luxury buyer and they weren't able to do it. So in July of 2022, they reduced the price dramatically, $2 million, and they took it down to $6.5 million. Still no buyer. And then recently, in August of 2023, they came to their senses a little bit more, and now it's $5 million at the current list price. But more importantly, take a look right here. In May of 2022, about 17 months ago, that was the peak levels of the real estate market. This home really was valued as an estimated value. Right over there on the left, you can see at almost $8 million. But things have changed dramatically since then. Take a look now. In this estimated current market value, Zillow has it estimated at $4.7 million. That's over a $3 million price reduction since the peak levels of the real estate market in May of 2022. So the reason I'm showing you this extreme example, even though I know a lot of people obviously can't afford this, it just goes to show you, especially here at the luxury level, sellers are still delusional to think that they're going to get 2022 prices as we're getting now close to the end of 2023. And in the next couple of examples, I'm going to show you lower price point homes, showing you this same kind of roller coaster ride that a lot of these homes have been on, and that prices are continuing to drop. And I foresee that happening as we get through this year and well into 2024. Let's take a look at the next example. All right, so let's take a look at this second example of a home that's for sale in the Las Vegas area. It's a very nice single-story home, currently listed at $745,000. But I want to show you again the roller coaster ride from the start of the pandemic to the peak of real estate prices in May of 2022 until right now. So let's do this. Let's take a look down here. In this small chart, right where I'm moving my arrow, to the right of that, March of 2020, that was the start of the pandemic. So that's a little over 3.5 years ago. This home was valued at $486,000 right there on the left if you can't see it. Then we started to see the massive price appreciation where we got to May of 2022 and we saw the values peak. So in May of 2022, when real estate prices peaked, this home you can see right over here on the left side, if you can't see that small number, this home peaked at $875,000. So going back in March of 2020, this home was valued at $486,000. A little over 2 years later, when real estate prices peaked in May of 2022, this home went up to $875,000. That's almost a $400,000 price increase in just a little over 2 years. That is absolutely unprecedented in the overall real estate market. So just to finish this example, this home in January of 2023, if you see over there on the left, it bottomed at $665,000. So it went from $875,000 at the peak level down to $665,000, and now it's valued at $742,000 because we just went through that popular spring-summer buying season. But again, we've seen a $130,000 drop-off currently right now from the peak of this home to where it's at now. And again, as we go into these winter months, especially as interest rates stay high, I see more home prices predictably dropping as we go right through the winter and well into 2024. So here's what you can do about all of that. Do nothing. See, the media, the corporations, and the media personalities out there, they're all looking for you to buy into their narrative to benefit them. Whether it's a hedge fund that wants you to rent one of the thousands of homes that they have, whether it's a mortgage company trying to get you into a loan, or whether or not it's a media personality that owns a lot of real estate in their own portfolio and they only benefit by seeing real estate and home prices go up. That doesn't benefit you. The problem is it's all self-serving, and especially with the corporations being able to buy thousands of homes, that should completely be banned. Do not buy into this narrative. Don't buy a home right now if you don't have to. Home prices, in my opinion, are coming down. And if we collectively didn't buy homes right now, all of these overpriced homes would drop significantly in price. And that's what I think you should do. Sit on the sidelines. Let's all of us collectively not do anything right now if we don't have to, and let these prices come down. So before we end today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite comment from last week's video, and that goes to Kathleen. Now you can see Kathleen's comment right next to me on screen. She used to get her car oil change at Walmart for $20. Now she pays $45. That's over a 100% increase in a very short period of time. In fact, if you take a look at this pack of gum, I buy this gum at the grocery store each week. This used to cost $1.19 2 years ago. It now costs $2.50. So even though these are small ticket items, let's think about this for a second. These items have gone up 100+%. Has your salary or income gone up 100+% in the last couple of years? Hell no. That's why this country is completely out of whack. So I definitely want you to drop me a comment down below. I want to know what you're frustrated about, whether it's the overinflated housing market, rent prices, everyday household items that have gone up massively since the pandemic. Let me know what you're frustrated about. And my favorite comment from this week's video, I'm going to give a direct on-screen shout out to in next week's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I also hope you appreciate my transparency. Like I've said before, I'm always going to keep it 100% real on this channel regarding the overall real estate market, with specific emphasis here in the Las Vegas area. So like I've been advocating, guys, in a lot of my previous videos, including this one, if you do not have to buy a high ticket item right now, like a house or a car, don't do it. Sit on the sidelines, let the storm pass. There's a lot of global economic uncertainty right now. I think we need to wait until well into 2024 before even considering buying a high ticket item like a home. If you are thinking about buying a home, especially here in the Las Vegas area where I happen to be located, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of the city. When the time is right for you, just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you in the next video.